Hello, with us today we have Tatiana Couto. Could you just introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you offer.
Yeah, hi. So yes, my name is Tatiana Couto, and I like to say I'm a master mindset and manifestation coach and breathwork facilitator. I'm really here to help empower women let go of what's no longer serving them so that they can really step into their true power and create a life of their dreams. I'm all about radiating, and so I love for them to tap into that inner light of them so they can shine it with the world.
Oh, that's amazing and beautiful. So, how did you know that you were going to leave corporate life and do this?
Yeah, I don't think I fully knew. I started getting nudges. So I was working in the food industry as an engineer in corporate, and each day just kept getting worse. I mean, I was crying to work and I was just miserable and depressed. And I was living for the weekends. And then when the weekends were coming, I was depressed because I was like, Monday is going to come. And so that cycle led me to questioning, is this really what life has in store for me? And I started with my own health journey because I struggled a lot with my body and my weight. And so as I began my health journey once and for all, I found passion in my heart for the first time, like excitement. And that's when I knew, okay, something is not here. I should feel this way going to work. And
Right,
I would get more excited working my part-time job as a personal trainer after a full day work.
right.
And that's when I kind of knew, okay, something's not here. And then one day I just kind of just had it, and I just was like, I'm just going to quit my job and pack my belongings. I moved from Boston to Florida and I started my business, and I just said goodbye to the life I was living because of all the nudges and the that gut feeling that just kept telling me, leave, leave, leave. You're not in alignment.
Oh, wow. And so you just had the confidence to just pack up and just start all over. That's amazing.
Yeah, I think it was more just like I was like, what's the worst case scenario? And I was like, the worst case scenario is I move back home and I live at my mom's house and I get another job. And then I was like, that's what I do right now. I'm living at my mom's and I'm working a job I don't like. So why not give something else a try
Right,
and
right.
come back if needed. But if I'm already living the worst case, something has to be better than this.
Right. So what have you got to lose? That's amazing.
Exactly.
That's amazing. Um, so was there another time that you weren't aligned with what you were doing?
hmm Yeah. I was doing health coaching from 2018 to the beginning of 2020, and I love health. I think it's important. It's beautiful. But deep down, my soul knew that wasn't what I was going to do for the rest of my life. But I would half admit that to myself. And so in January 2020, I had a failed launch when everybody's trying to, get healthy and lose weight that time of year.
Right.
And so it was a really big slap in my face. I had no idea how I was going to pay my bills. And my mentor just happened to appear in my life. And I ended up hiring him because I was drained. I didn't have money. I put it on a credit card. But with that launch and the beginnings working with him, I realized I was unaligned and I had this limiting belief of I have to have a six-figure health coaching business before I can go into mindset, manifestation, healing work with women. It was just a belief that wasn't true. And I was already doing that work with the women. I mean, I would give them workouts and nutrition, but they would all on their testimonials was like, she completely changed my mindset. She helped me achieve goals I never thought were achievable. So I was already doing it. I just wasn't owning it. And once I got into alignment and really did what my heart was telling me to do, that's when my business shifted because I got back into alignment of what I was here to do.
Right. And as you're doing that your new business, what has that been like working with women in this new way?
Oh my God, it's been the most rewarding, fulfilling thing I have ever experienced. And I've been at this now since 2020. So it's been 3 years and it like doesn't get old. I've mastered my craft. I've gone deeper and deeper in the work to provide deeper transformation, but it's just the most beautiful thing to see women completely transform who they are and to see someone step into confidence and achieve things that they never thought were possible. I'm just so grateful to be a part of the journey and a part of their lives.
That's truly amazing. That's truly amazing. Um, so how did you build confidence in yourself through all of this?
I think, well, the first thing was learning to love myself and accept myself. And so it started with my health journey. Unfortunately for me, it did start with my physical appearance. And I don't always tell people that's the only way to build confidence. For me, that happened to be it. Once I finally stopped binge eating and I was prioritizing myself and my
Right.
physical
That,
health.
yeah.
And so I started feeling better and feeling confident in myself. And then from there, I started speaking loving words. I shifted from negative self talk to positive self talk because, like, no one can do it for you. You need to be your biggest cheerleader. So I started cheering myself on and being that best friend, that voice I wanted to hear. And I think by doing new things, it was gradual. I started proving to myself, oh, I can do new things. I can enjoy life. It's out of my comfort zone, but look at the rewards after it. And I think little by little, I slowly built confidence in myself and in my ability to do things, which then led me to quitting my job and having the confidence to start my business and showing up on social media and everything. But it started with the way I was speaking to myself and the relationship I had with myself, that inner dialogue and the self-love, and then doing things that were out of my comfort zone to really build the confidence within me because no one else is going to do it for you.
Right, right. And when you have those off days when you're like catching yourself where you're not having the self-talk you want, any tips on how to handle those days?
Yeah, I mean, you're human. And I tell everyone, like, you're not going to be perfect. Like, I still have moments where I'm down or I'll have like that belief of like, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm not doing enough. And I observe it, I don't believe it. And I try to question, where is this coming from? I ask
Mhm.
myself, is this ultimately true? Which it's always no. And then sometimes I just let myself be. Like, I don't put the pressure so much anymore. And I try to think, okay, what's just like the one next thought that can just feel a little better? It doesn't mean you have to go from down in the slumps to happy and everything's fine, but it's like, just like, what's the one thought? And I think one thing that helps me the most is focusing on gratitude. So I'm like, okay, what can I be grateful for in this moment, even though I'm not feeling the best about myself or things didn't go the way I wanted? And the gratitude raises my vibration a little bit to feel a little better. And then I just remember tomorrow's always a new day. It's not the end of the world. A bad day doesn't mean a bad life.
Right, right. And it's just one day at a time, one moment at a time. That's it. That's
Mm-hmm.
incredible. So is there like any kind of gratitude thing that you suggest people have in their day? They're
Yeah.
grateful?
I recommend two things. So one is actually a practice I started when I started my business, because if you're an entrepreneur, you're thinking of starting a business, I think it's one of the most personal development, open up your wounds journey you're going to experience, because it's a journey. And so every day when I started this, I actually used, what was it called? The 5 minute diary that you can buy on Amazon. And it would just say, what are three things you're grateful for this morning? And then at night, what are three things that you're grateful for that happened in the day? So I started really building the muscle to focus on gratitude. Right? Maybe a client said no to working with me, but instead of focusing just on that, what else was grateful? Well, I made a connection and she's at least a follower and a part of my community, and just building that muscle. And then the second thing with gratitude that's really supported me, that's on the daily. I do gratitude rampages. So you can do this journaling it out, or I like to do it when I'm driving or when I'm on a walk. And I just say thank you. Like, thank you for everything. Like, thank you for the sun. Thank you for the grass. Thank you for the trees. And then I go deeper into my life. Thank you for my fiance. Thank you for my business. Thank you for my bed. And then I'll start saying thank you for things that aren't in my reality yet. But it's just a way for me to be in this state of gratitude, especially when I'm having those days that aren't my best. Yesterday was actually one of them. I just felt very low energy. I went on a walk and I just was like, okay, let's shift. What's going good? What can I be grateful for today? And so I would say those are my biggest two tips on that.
Oh, that's awesome. And a breath work facilitator.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me some about that and what you've seen with people as you do breath work with them.
Yeah. So breath work, when I first heard of it, it was very confusing. Like, we breathe every day. What is breath work? So for those who don't know, breath work is compared to like as an active meditation where we're using our breath in certain patterns and certain techniques and ways to circulate oxygen through us. And the reason why it's so important is because memories, emotions, traumas are stored in the body. And we can do all the mindset work that we want. Great. But sometimes our body, it's like there's like a mismatch, or there's still pain in there. And so I experienced it for myself, and I noticed how much healing and freedom I received by incorporating more of like the somatic work on top of all the mindset work I've been doing for years. And it's a way to heal, to release, to transform, and really you can also tap into the potential of who you're becoming. So with clients now, I've seen them release things that don't serve their body anymore. They feel lighter. They feel on cloud nine. They feel unstoppable. Sometimes, during breath work, you may be crying, for example, or you may be giggling. I always say nothing's off the table with breath work, but you're releasing and healing on a cellular level on that your body's holding on to, that you may not even consciously know what it is you're releasing, whether it's a memory, an emotion, a belief. And so I've seen that radically shift how my clients show up for themselves and believe in themselves and feel within themselves. And every session is different. Everybody gets, every time you do breath work, because something's different, right? We're always going through something in life, but it helps connect them back to themselves, back to their vision, release things that don't serve them, that may have been in like their aura, their vortex, whatever you want to call like their field.
Yeah.
And it gets moved all through the power of your breath. It's one of the best modalities and experiences I ever encountered, and that would bring my clients through.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing.
I love it.
So what all services do you offer your clients? Because it sounds like you have a very like
Yeah,
just
I have
amazing toolbox that you offer your clients.
Yes, I have a few different ways. So I do coaching, and I have it in a few forms. I have two group programs. One of them is my main signature 4-month program. I just started one that's focused on relationships. It's called Radiant Relationships, but my signature is called Embrace Your Radiance, where women get to really step into who they are, their confidence, and manifest the life they desire. And then I do one-on-one coaching, mainly for successful women entrepreneurs and professionals who are ready to elevate into the next level of success in their life, and finding that the balance of freedom and more money while making impact and not feeling burnt out as they rise. And then I also do retreats. So about once or twice a year with my sister, who's a yoga instructor and does a lot of the work that I do, we host in-person retreats for women to really get an in-person immersion. And it's so much fun. But those are the current offers I do have. I currently do not have a breath work only. It would be for a private one-on-one, but that is something I plan to fully create this year. But there's 3 coaching options and then retreats.
Oh, wow. Amazing. That's exciting. And on top of all that, you have a podcast. Tell me about your podcast and how'd you get started on that?
Yeah, so I love to talk, if you can't tell. I'm a rather talk. I've always loved listening to podcasts. So I have the podcast called The Radiant Life. And I'm aware that not everyone is ready mentally or financially to invest in programs. And I never want to hold back knowledge and resources and tools, because podcasts were actually the door that it was the way that it opened the door for me to make the changes in my own journey. And so I had so much I wanted to say that I couldn't on Instagram or Facebook. And so I started a podcast 2 years ago, actually. And so I share a lot, all things mindset, manifestation, spirituality, now relationships. And my intention with it is to really give you the knowledge, the resource and tools for you to apply in your own life to become the best version of yourself, so that you can create your most radiant life. And so we drop at least a weekly episode, and there's about 127 at this point in time. So there's a lot that you can catch up on. But I'm obsessed with it. It is so much fun. I have amazing guest speakers on there as well.
Oh, that's incredible. So where can they find your podcast?
Yeah, so you can listen to it. Main hubs are Spotify and iTunes, as well as Google and iHeartRadio. All you can do is just search The Radiant Life, and it should pop up. It's a picture of me. It's pink, a little bit of pink. And you can scroll back and listen to as many as you'd like.
Oh, that's amazing. And you have offered a free gift for everyone. Can you
Yes.
tell me a little bit about what you're offering everybody?
Yeah, so I have a freebies section that I always love to help support you when it comes to improving your mental health and connecting with yourself. And so I have 3 freebies. So there's one where it's journaling prompts. Journaling prompts have drastically allowed me to connect deeper with myself, what's going on internally, my emotions, let things like anxiety or stress get it out of my head on off my chest and onto paper. So I have journaling prompts to help guide you because sometimes I don't know about you, but when I started journaling, I was like, I don't even know where to start. What do I write about?
Yeah, I
So
was.
there's yeah, right. So journaling prompts PDF to support you. There's an affirmations PDF. So the way you speak to yourself is important. Your words don't describe your reality; they create it. And changing from a negative self-talk to positive completely changed my life. So I have about it's 121 affirmations in that one to give you ideas to start with, to start
Oh, wow.
speaking things into existence. Yeah, it covers self-love, health, faith, finances, to really whatever your goals are. And excuse me, finally, the last freebie is a guide to healing. So a big part of my story is healing from a heartbreak. And sometimes we don't know what to do to heal, whether it's heartbreak or grief. And inside of that freebie, it's just steps and tips and some resources to help you wherever you're at on a healing journey to continue to help make sure you're doing the work that's truly helping you heal so that you can receive everything your heart desires.
Wow, those are incredible. Thank you so much for offering that to everyone. Like, wow. So, how would somebody get a hold of you if they wanted to work with you? What would be the easiest way to contact you?
Yeah, I am pretty open on my messages on Instagram and Facebook. You can find me all Instagram, Facebook, TikTok at Tatiana_Couto. And my website is also that. So my website is TatianaCouto.com. It shares all the information of all of the offers, the programs I have, and you can apply there. And from there, we just schedule a consultation call just to really connect more to see if coaching is a good fit for you. And if it is, we can talk about next steps. And if not, I always love to refer people in the right direction that best fits your needs.
That's awesome. So, is there one tip that somebody who's ready to make some step, but they're not sure if they're ready for coaching or anything that you could tell them they could start doing today that could make a shift in their life?
Yeah, I would say take some time throughout your day to be in stillness and connect with yourself. Because if you're not aware of what's going on internally, you're not aware of what can change. And so if you sit, whether it's a walk or meditation or journaling, and you notice these are the feelings I feel every single day, or these are the thoughts that are going on, that's when you can then choose, oh, let's journal it out, or let's try a meditation or a breath work, or let me do affirmations to speak it in. But the first thing you need to do is have the awareness of what is going on inside. How are you feeling? What are the thoughts? And what do you desire? And I think when you take moments to slow down and and retract and go within, that's what's going to allow you to then have the awareness of what's the next step that you need to do.
That's awesome. Yeah. So, thank you for everything today. You've been wonderful. And everyone, I will have the link to the free gift. Just look below. It's on her page, and reach out, listen to her podcast, get the freebies. You guys, it will make an impact on your life. Thank you so much, Tatiana.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes.